Hello and welcome to SYSTRAcast, the podcast from SYSTRA covering all things transport, infrastructure and more. My name is Gemma, I'm your host today, and our special episode is brought to you from our office in Dublin, Ireland, where we'll be focusing on the infrastructure challenges and opportunities facing the country, how our SYSTRA specialists are helping our clients and communities, and touching on our plans for growth in the market. My guest today is Jean-Michel Najarre. He's our engineering lead here in Ireland, so let's get into it. Welcome, Jean-Michel.
Thank you very much, Gemma. It's a pleasure to be here and to having this discussion with you.
It's great to have you on the podcast, Jean-Michel. Thank you so much for your time. So why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about you, your career in engineering, why you became an engineer in the first place?
Well, that's a good question. I had to choose a career when I was 17, and being quite young, you're a bit unsure what you wanted to do. The only thing I knew what I wanted was to be able to have an impact on my community, an impact in the society I live in. And I looked around and I saw civil engineering elements all over. So I said, okay, that's actually a good career to be in and be able to have that impact that I wanted to have. I then decided to go and study at the University of Leeds, civil and environmental engineering. Thought those two combinations will allow me to have the biggest impact. And then I started working at TSP Project, which was acquired by SYSTRA. I started as a graduate bridge engineer, working on bridge maintenance, renovation, reconstructions, and I was as well seconded for 1 year to a site at Allerton Waste Recovery Park with Vinci, and this was part of my career development with TSP at the time and SYSTRA, which allowed me to gain that site experience and really transform from just being quite academic to being actually more practical and having an understanding how things happen on site. And after that, soon after, I became a chartered engineer with the Institution of Civil Engineering. And when I returned to the office, I wanted to do maybe something a bit different. So I pivoted from the bridge engineering into buildings, where I worked on energy from waste plants, I worked on different depots, Gatwick train station as an example as well. And at one point in my career where I became a principal engineer, I said, I need to maybe challenge myself further and try to improve myself and what I'm producing. So I decided to take a sabbatical, which was supported by SYSTRA. So I took a year off of my career and I went to do a master in business administration at Imperial College, which was a fantastic opportunity to complement my engineering skills and supplement them with a bit of business acumen, understanding the bigger picture as a whole. And that's how I ended up here today.
Fantastic. And tell us then how this opportunity came up. So you've been with SYSTRA for a number of years. You've done some fantastic things that you've touched on there in your career, particularly the Gatwick station work, which I know is a fantastic project that SYSTRA delivered. The opportunity came up for you to come over to Dublin, to relocate here from where you were based in York. You leapt at the chance, you're making the most of it. So how did that come about and why did it appeal to you to come over here in Ireland?
Yeah, it was a very quick decision to come to Ireland for me. So I had completed my MBA, I came back to SYSTRA and was given this magnificent opportunity, which I took. The reason I took it was because the Irish market is actually currently booming. They are mostly from the infrastructure side. There's a lot of investment happening, a lot of big major projects, which I really wanted to work on. But as well, it was an opportunity for me to work on those projects and to grow and gain more experience. And it was a natural transition from completing my MBA studies and complementing them with my engineering and working on such big projects. So it was just a natural thing to do.
Excellent, and you're up for a challenge clearly and new opportunities, so that's fantastic. What's your experience been over your first few weeks here in Ireland in terms of coming over, meeting new colleagues, getting to know the new office space here in Dublin, but also your experience moving to a new country and particularly the emphasis on transport and infrastructure and how you found that?
Well, currently it's always been sunny since I've been in Ireland, which is a bit odd. I was told it'll be raining all the time. But no, the experience has been great. Coming here, I've met a lot of colleagues from the consultancy side of our business, which has been fantastic to work with them. But from a transportation, I actually have a bit of an anecdote on that. So when I first arrived, it was late at night. I wanted to take a bus within Dublin City. Coming from the UK, I didn't have any cash on me because I pay everything by card. I go on the bus to go to my hotel, and I get rejected from the bus because I didn't have cash. You can only pay by cash. So I had to leave the bus, find a cash machine, get some cash. You get a minimum, I believe, was a €5 note. Then I go back onto the bus. I give them my €5 notes, and they tell me you have to have the exact change. So I had to pay €5 for my trip, which was not ideal. And I'm here to try to improve that, try to change infrastructure as a whole. So it was good to see how the experience of the people of Dublin, how they're living, and people in Ireland, and be able to really motivate me to do better on the project I'm working on.
And that's a really good example, because as somebody new to a country, whether you've just moved there or as a tourist, you won't necessarily know those specific requirements for public transport. So a complete unknown to you, and clearly, if once you do get used to it, you can navigate through that. But as you say, that potential blocker or barrier for the accessibility and the ease of use is absolutely something that SYSTRA's so keen to be and proud to be working on.
Yes. Yeah, the Irish government is currently investing a lot to improve mobility within Ireland, which has been seen on the project that are coming through the pipeline. They haven't invested as much in the past, so this is bringing some challenges, mostly from a supply chain perspective, because you've never delivered those big projects. You might not have that experience. So that's one of the challenges the country as a whole will be facing. Including SYSTRA, to be able, and we can bring and support in that supply chain to bring that expertise maybe from our group globally and bring it to Ireland and support those big projects.
Absolutely. So in terms of SYSTRA then and what we're doing in Ireland, our consultancy business is well established here. We've been working on a whole raft of significant projects for clients such as the National Transport Authority, Irish Rail, Transport Infrastructure Ireland, and many, many more over the course of many years. So why the focus now on enhancing our engineering services in the country?
Well, it's actually quite straightforward. You want to be a one-stop shop for your clients. So we have a lot of synergies between consultancy and engineering. We have a lot of overlap of skills that we can use, but as well on a project, consultancy will focus more in the concept stages, in the earliest stages, and then it gets transferred to maybe another consultancy business. We want to be able to be here for our client from the start, from the concept stage, all the way to the construction, but as well during the maintenance and operations of that infrastructure. So that's why it's important for us to focus not only on consultancy, but on engineering, and to provide that added value to our client.
And that supports the whole life cycle of that project. Then can help with the efficiencies, with the foresight, with the knowledge that you build up working at the start of a project, like you say, that can then be transferred into the design and the delivery and the
That's
operation
correct, yes.
phase.
And being able to be that incumbency, be able to transfer that knowledge from one side to the other is very important. But as well, it brings us the opportunity to use our global expertise and try to help on those projects, because we can find engineers that have done mostly everything within SYSTRA. So we really have that niche expertise where we can really bring that value to our client.
Absolutely. So what are some of the key projects and the initiatives ahead that you see as part of this need to transform connectivity for the people of Ireland, and how is SYSTRA going to be playing our part in that?
There is a lot of key projects that are being rolled out in Ireland at the moment, from Bus Connect to, in the future, Metrolink, Dart Plus. We're as well involved in the Irish Rail Single Party Framework, which is helping to accelerate some of the projects within Ireland by improving the procurement of those projects. And SYSTRA, we're playing our part by providing that holistic engineering, so from consultancy and engineering side of things, but as well by bringing state-of-the-art technology that we've been using on project, but as well, as I said previously, this niche expertise. If they're doing something very specific, we would have done it. And if you haven't done it, we'll know how to do it.
Excellent. Love that answer. And in terms of some of these projects, and you've mentioned, Irish Rail and the Metrolink and so on, we people think of those and, it's clear they're big, engineering projects, but it's also about the active travel, the electric vehicle infrastructure and accessibility as well, isn't it? And all of these things coming together to give people more choices and more reliability in how they get around.
Yeah. So that's similar to, for example, Bus Connect with the active travel, where we're providing we're the client partners, and we're providing 12 bus corridors, with not only bus-based, bus, cycle lane, pedestrian lane. So we will be altering the life of the people in Dublin to help them to be able to commute, to have a better environment. But as well, one of the big things in Dublin is the rental market, something I really struggled with when I came here trying to find an apartment. Having that improved connectivity will allow to resolve that rental market crisis at the moment that the Dubliners are experiencing.
Absolutely, and of course all of this feeding into the climate action goals and the net zero and carbon reduction targets as well, by enabling more active travel, encouraging people into public transport rather than the cars as well.
Yes.
So there's clearly a lot still to come in Ireland and for SYSTRA as well, now that you're here as our engineering lead, really starting to drive forward our engineering work and delivery in the country. I know there are some exciting job opportunities that are already out there for anybody interesting, and I know there'll be more recruitment going on throughout the course of the year. What would you say to anybody considering a career in transport engineering, and particularly maybe considering coming over to Ireland to do that?
A very simple answer: go for it. If you really want to have an impactful but rewarding career, being in transportation is the way to do it. You get to really alter the life of society, of people around you, and it's quite rewarding because you'll be walking around and you can say, I have contributed to this. And the infrastructure we build is not something that lasts for 10 years, 20 years. It's actually something that might last to 100 years, even more. So you can really be proud of the work you've been doing. However, it does come with challenges. But life without challenges will be boring. So if you like a good challenge and you want a rewarding career, come into transport engineering.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Jean-Michel. It's fantastic to hear you speak about a bit of your career, the opportunities for SYSTRA and where we're working, and the challenges ahead. So hopefully it'll be a great success for you and your career here in Ireland with SYSTRA. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Gemma.
And thank you to everybody for listening to this episode of SYSTRAcast. Don't forget that you can find all of our podcasts on Spotify, on Apple Music, and wherever you like to get your podcasts. And you can stay in touch in between episodes as well by visiting our website. Head to systra.com/Ireland. You can sign up for our newsletter there as well. And of course, we're on all your main social media channels as well. So you'll find us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X. So give us a follow. You see all our latest news there. Thanks very much again for listening. Bye for now.